What up, y'all? I'm back with another review, and I'm here to review the newest studio album from Jedi Mind Tricks entitled The Bridge and the Abyss. Now, this is Jedi Mind Tricks. What? This is their, this would be ninth. This would be their ninth album. Okay. Huh. Yeah, Jedi Mind Tricks. It's a hip hop group. I guess now it would be a trio since two members are gone, Just Allah and DJ Drew Dollars. It consists of DJ Question, Stoop the Enemy of Mankind, and of course, Vinny Paz. Um, Jedi Mind Tricks. They're just freaking OGs. Like every rapper that I listen to, well, some of my favorite rappers that I listen to, um, at the moment, they love Jedi Mind Tricks. Guys like well, anybody who's into boom bap, artist or not, they seem to love Jedi Mind Tricks. Especially my man Novelist from Detroit, who's a part of what do they call them? Clear Soul Forces hip hop trio. I want to say maybe a group, but yeah, Jedi Mind Tricks, just OGs. Ninth album, 19 tracks long, and it was released about 3 weeks ago at least. So I am a little late on it, but I wanted to take my time with this because this is my first Jedi Mind Tricks album. So I wanted to be as legitimate, as genuine, and just thorough as I could be with this review. So let's go ahead and get right into this. I have the tracks written that I'm going to talk about. I think I talk about every track on here. I even have a little something to say about the interludes. I'll go ahead and say this about the interludes. There are three of them, and they all feature Yes Alexander. Um, if they weren't there, I wouldn't have minded. Uh, but yeah, uh, for the most part, 16 tracks and three interludes, all featuring, like I said, Yes Alexander. They were cool. Um, them to stay there is cool as well. But if they weren't there, I wouldn't mind. But but yeah, I go into detail about I go into detail with about 13 tracks of the 16 actual tracks. I do have three that I'm gonna go ahead and talk about them now. Uh, the track, The Letter Concerning the Intellect. What I like about this track the most is the broken Matt Hardy reference that Vinny made up in here. And I think he had a little broken Matt Hardy laugh in the background when he said that. I was like, this dude, yo, wrestling and hip hop, it just goes together. The next track I want to talk about, well, of those three that I didn't have much to say, are the next one is You Have One Devil But Five Angels. What can I say, man? This is hard and just scratchy as hell. And the last track I want to talk about is Death. Well, the last track I want to talk about of the three that I don't go into too much detail about are Death Toll Rising. And it is exactly what it says, Death Toll Rising. Like, the assassins are coming, the killers, like the samurais, the ninjas, the scaling your building. Like, it's Assassination Day. Like, this this song, like a lot of tracks on this album, is something I could listen to playing Assassin's Creed, especially Assassin's Creed um, 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations. Mainly 2, though, for me. But let's go ahead and get right into this. The first track I want to talk about in detail is the fifth track, When the Body Goes Cold. This was eerie as fuck, and I fuck with it. Like, and you'd expect something like that with just a track like this, and knowing who Jedi Mind Tricks are, knowing who Vinny Paz is, just it's just so cold and like it sends chills up your spine. And I just fuck with music like that. I can't wait. This is gonna be so perfect when it gets cool around here in the fall, and especially in the wintertime, because I'm gonna be bumping this shit. The next track I want to talk about is track number 6, What She Left Behind. Man, this is eerie, but in a different way. This is like that cold, harsh, um, just, just, just terrible, just ugliest realities that we live in this world. Vinny plays he's speaking in a perspective of a man who has a woman at the house, but he doesn't really want her there or her kids that aren't even his, and he just takes his anger out on them. It's like, yo, like what the fuck are you doing? Like you don't pay no bills here. You have no say in what goes on in my house. This is my house, and I barely want you here. What makes you think I want your kids here? They ain't mine. Uh, and he just said like, yo, what's with your boy? Is he retarded or what? Like I don't want to hear that autism shit. You're just a bad parent. And talking about the little girl too, her daughter, like being dressed like a harlot. He said so um when boys be boys around her, don't say like she didn't have it coming. I'm like, nah, this is some rough shit. Like my god. But when I heard that track stuck out to me the most out of any track. Like when I went back to listen to this album a few more times after listening to it the first time, um, through like track 1 through 19. I listened to it backwards after that later, but that track stuck out the most to me because I remember, yeah, this is when Vinny just painted one of the most vivid, dark scenes I can think of. Like this was something else. The next track is track number 10, Hell's Henchman. Well, the next track I want to talk about, Hell's Henchman. This was like songs on this album, just cold, hard, and gritty. Like this this track, like with so many other tracks on here, look, if you just like cold, hard, gritty, boom bap hip hop, this album is for you. Like, if you like Liquid Swords, check this out. Next track I want to talk about is Legacy of the Prophet. Man, featuring Sean Price. Peace to Sean Price. Rest in peace, man. He had such a hard verse. He was the opening verse, and I just love this freaking beat. Sean Price stole the show. What can I say? Like, rest in peace. When you hear that voice, you just know it's Sean Price. Like that's what it is. Next track I want to talk about is track 15, Marciano's Rain, featuring Scott Stallone. Beautiful, just a beautiful track. The beat, the vocalization from Scott Stallone, like just beautiful. Just the track just talking about the importance of rain, like what it does to the earth and what it does to the human soul and the spirit. Just yeah, like I said, beautiful. I can appreciate this track because I'm somebody who fucks with the rain anyway. Like when it rains, it's just so calm and peaceful. I can think even clearer than I do usually do. It's like, so I fuck with this track. Track number 18, Making a Killing, featuring Thea Alana. This track was about Vinny. Vinny was pretty much not highlighting, I don't want to use that word, but he was kind of exposing, if you want to say, like just the animal cruelty in the world, like what people do, like what we do to animals, like making them blind. We make them blind, or we just do tests and experiments on them to see how they would affect us or possibly affect us and what it's going to do to them. That they are test subjects, and it's fucked up. And he said, like, so the next time you're eating a steak or something, just think about how I got to you. It's like, man, it's fucked up, man. Uh, the next track I want to talk about is track number 16, Torture Chamber, featuring Czarface. What can I say, man? This was freaking great. It sounded like it was something off Niggas for Life, NWA's second and last album. Like, I that's not something bad to sound like. Something off of that album, even though Straight Outta Compton's the better album as far as impact and substance. The second album, musically, just ahead, just ahead of its time. Or at least it's ahead of Straight Outta Compton. The next track I want to talk about is God Forsaken, which all I really have to say is this is a banger. That's what this track is. The next track I want to talk about is Certified Dope, featuring, well, no, not featuring, no, it is featuring somebody, featuring Iman. What can I say? Paz rides this beat so perfectly. Like, he is not catching up to the beat or ahead of the beat. He is this perfect. He is on pace with the beat because this beat is rolling and it never slows down. So it's like it's just great. It sounded like it could have been some club shit, maybe, or just some not even on the prowl, but just like maybe a little bit of police chase vibe. Like this was great. Track number 2 is the next track I want to talk about. San La Muerte. Look, freaking Pod said record the homicide so I can watch how many views it get. You know, that, jeez, like, but that's Vinny Paz though. It's like, what can you do? Like, it's you come to expect it from him. But yeah, bro, I felt like I was listening to like old 50 for some reason, like G Unit. Like, this was a great kickoff track. The first track was just an intro, so I guess you could say it was 15 actual tracks on this album. So this was a great kickoff track. Next track I want to talk about is, I hope I'm saying this right, Reshendon Caliphate. What I This track was one of the most. There were some eerie beats on this album. This was one of the more. This was one of the most. This is one of the like eeriest beats and vibes off of this album. Like, it was just great. Like, when I say I could play Assassin's Creed to this album, I'm talking about especially the tracks like this. Like, I just love playing Assassin's Creed to beats, to songs like this, because it just fits the vibe, especially when it's I'm like on a dark side of a map on Assassin's Creed, and I'm just on rooftops and shit, just assassinating and just being, um, well, at least in Assassin's Creed 2, Ezio Auditore. So, yeah, all my nerd shit over here. But the next track I want to talk about is, well, this actually, this will be the last track I talk about. Fresco and Miz. And what can I say? This, I've said that a lot throughout this review. What can I say? But this is a funky ass beat. Uh, just the sample that's in here too. When you get to the, I guess you could say this would be a chorus, but it's not like Vinny or anybody in the group is on the chorus here. This is just the sample being used, is what it seems like the chorus. So yeah, chorus. I don't know if I'd say hook, but yeah, I mean, just great and on some real hip hop shit. Like, just Vinny's attitude on the mic and on some street shit too. Because, well, fucking Vinny just has that voice, makes you think, yo, this man right here was just raised right on the street, or he just has that that northern, just that gritty, grimy accent. It's like Vinny's on his street shit without trying to be on his street shit. Like, god damn. Um, but yeah, this was one of the best hip hop albums. Heck, this is one of the best hip hop albums, if not one of just the best albums I've heard this year. Period. And I don't mean like just one of the best hip hop albums, like one of the best traditional, just boom bap hip hop. I mean just one of the best hip hop albums I've heard all year, and if not one of the best albums that I've heard all year. Like, this was consistent. It Not one track. I talked about every track on here, at least out of like the 15. I'm pretty sure I talked about every track on here, and I had even a little bit to say about the 3 tracks that I felt was like, yeah, I didn't have much to say, but thought they were still, um, an essential part of the album, made it what it was, and it's just one of the most complete, not a concept album, but just one of the most complete, cohesive albums that I've heard this year. So shout out to Vinny, shout out to just Jedi Mind Tricks. Like, keep doing what you're doing. I can imagine what you're gonna do to celebrate the 10th album. Like, hitting the freaking double digits over here. Like, nice. If I had to give this album a rating, I'd give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. Like, this was great. I will be revisiting this over and over for the rest of the year, and probably so on for some years to come. Like, this is just one of the best group albums, hip hop albums that I've heard in some years. So shout out to Jedi Mind Tricks. Keep doing what you're doing. If you've heard this album, go ahead and let me know what you think about it in the comment section below, and what you think about my review on it. If you haven't heard this album, I definitely recommend that you check it out. If you are just into straight hip hop, this is for you. Um, if you're burnt out on hip hop, like, I feel like this would just bring you back into listening to it. Yeah, yeah. Like I said though, also be sure to hit the like button if you like this review. Be sure to hit the share button if you feel this should be shared. Maybe Jedi Mondrix can see this. You never know. Um, yeah, like, share, subscribe if you're new and you like the content that you see. Um, heck, anything else? Like, share, comment, subscribe. Oh yeah, and check the description so you can see everything from all my social medias to my PSN name. Just check the description. I'm sure you'll find something that you can uh, connect with me on down there. And that is pretty much it. This will be on okthough.com as well. Of course, it's going to be on YouTube, but I'm going to attach this to a clip. I'm going to attach this clip to um, it's probably going to be a video review with just a short description on okthough.com. So if you're on okthough.com and watching, shout out to the okthough community. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and I will see y'all next time.